Good morning. Just gone 2 a.m. I rather like this time of day, night. Somehow my spirit is drawn to it at the moment. It's more peaceful than during the day. I feel better. So, now, my dearest Sasha, Alexandra, whom you describe yourself as your Alexandra, that's my Alexandra, and I'm responding in like manner and thinking of you as my Alexandra. And you can think of me then as your old Francis. You see? Until I hear otherwise. I must say I'm a little challenged by the fact I haven't heard from you for a week now without an explanation I don't understand. But never mind. I've made my decision, if you like, or choice, or whatever. You found me, I found you, whatever. We know a little bit about each other, and I'd love to know more. So the offer of a meeting absolutely remains. In your last letter, you said it in two different sort of passages, but that you'd go to a tourist office and find out about travelling and so on, and you may well not have a passport. So you definitely have to have a passport, and that takes time. So it's all a question of step by step. It's actually a lovely, fresh now because there's just gentle rain falling. It was a nice, lovely day. I went out again down to Mill Hill just for a little outing. In the end, not to Norfolk too much. I was just tired. I had a rotten weekend. I'm not going to speak more about it, but a really awful weekend. To do with the accommodation here, there was trouble and the other people here and whatever. Never mind. It seems to have blown over. Thank heavens. And so there we are. That's sort of my big news, that I'm still on track to get proper accommodation. It has to be for me through the council. I've spent the capital I had for my own property in the past on this pilgrimage around the world, searching for God's will for me. So I don't have capital in the sense of enough to buy a property any longer. I've got money in the bank, enough, plenty for one's daily needs, but it's not capital that would buy a property. Usually a man of my age would have his own home and all the rest of that. But I haven't, so there we are. But I am going to talk about it actually. There was really nasty trouble here. I've had to declare myself as homeless. I've been living out in the past. For me, on a pilgrimage with God, and I'm quite fine with that. I've never felt abandoned by God or lost or deserted or anything like that because of the broken marriage with my son, who's now dead. So it's very much tied up with my whole life. I really do love children. It's awful. To have been given one and then have him taken away is just unimaginably awful. But there it is. It is my life. And it has utterly transformed the whole of my latter half of my adult life, from the age of 33 or something to the age of 63. This one matter has had a massive effect upon my own life. I haven't pursued a normal career. I've gone off round the world, from place to place, seeking and not finding. Albeit that's not quite accurate, actually. I have found, and I've found my life in Christ. I am a Christian. Now I try to share my Christian love with anyone who wishes, quite frankly. And with the magic of the modern technology, that actually means the whole world. If only they'd listen. So there was an awful lot of nonsense this weekend, and to do with the accommodation and so on, with police involved and all sorts of blooming nonsense. And I mean, the idea, if you'd been here, stuck, and I was off away, being interrogated and all the rest of it, would have been just totally awful. So it's not a stable place where I am. It's a temporary place. But I've just had a letter through now saying they're going to grant me access to more stable, it's called council accommodation, so it's through the government, through the local council. So that's very good news, actually, to be honest. Hasn't quite sunk in yet. That's what I need, basically. And it would be our home, essentially. So I definitely want, this, I'm just in a single room here. I'd want more of a family place. You can move depending on your family circumstances. I mean, if you turn up with half a dozen children, then they find somewhere sufficiently large to put you in, and so on and so forth. We're not there yet. And one never knows with life what is around the corner anyway. Our duty is to love God and to trust Him. That's our duty. So actually, it's all to the good, quite frankly. There's been an upset here, and I don't know, there are people around with drugs and all sorts of nonsense. And my spirit is such that I won't accept that, so I exploded. I made a huge fuss, verbally, not physically. I will never, 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 ever, I never have and I never will be physically violent in these circumstances. So, I think possibly I may have lanced that boil. I've got this firm confirmation that the council will try and house me elsewhere, not in this temporary place. And if possible, I want that arranged. Well, no, definitely, I want that arranged before you arrive. So, here's to hoping. I don't know what's happened at your end. It's a whole week now. Your last letter was Tuesday last week, so it's now very early Tuesday morning. Tuesday the 14th. Your last letter was Tuesday the 7th. Your lovely letters. I hope all's well, and I very much look forward to hearing from you. Cheerio.